Tonight's forecast is sponsored by Ashbrook Audiology, where relationships matter.
Happy Monday to everybody. We hope you enjoyed your weekend. If you got that extra hour of sleep, I know some of our overnight work people probably dreaded that because they said, oh no, it's 1 o'clock again. And so those of you who work the overnight shift, I'm sorry. I hope you were able to get your hour made up if you're able to come home, or maybe if you haven't had a chance to do that. So, but anyway, it is a little weird now seeing our sunsets at that 5 o'clock hour. And so a lot of you are probably wondering, I told you about this way back in the spring, was that Sunshine Protection Act. I know some of you don't like daylight saving time. Some of you want to get rid of it. I agree. But, right now the House is where it did go through. It's standing at the House. So the Senate did get it approved back in the March. And so now it's sitting at the House of Representatives to get that bill signed. And of course, a big midterm election taking place this week across the United States. So who will take the House and Senate? It's going to be a interesting week in politics. So let's take a break from the political spectrum and focus on the weather spectrum, because it's going to be pretty nice as we make our way for the next several days. So if you enjoy the summer weather today, we fell back, and I think Mother Nature also fell back to summer, because we have felt like it today. Really close to records for some of our hometowns, so we are officially saying farewell to 80-degree temperatures, at least for now anyway. So sometimes November can throw some curveballs at us, but looking like we're going to cool off later on. Tonight, temperatures are going to stay up from the 70s, so if you want to get out there and grill out, you may be watching the sunset on your patio, go ahead and take advantage of that. Go to the dog park, let your dog run around for a little bit. Go out there, enjoy a nice, comfortable, warm November day. When is the last time I have told you that please enjoy a nice November day? It's been probably a long time, if not probably well before my time, I will say the least. So unusually warm for this time of the year. As you know, we are less than about a month and a half out from the end of the year. So a lot of things are exciting and up and down for this time of the month. So speaking of tonight, there is a spectacular sky taking place. We have a lunar eclipse that's going to be taking place overnight tonight, and the clear skies are going to be perfect for this. Now, I will say, if you are around so if you lived in the city itself in Martinsville, or maybe towards closer to Ridgeway, maybe where those speedway lights are, you may have a difficult time seeing this. But let's say if you're in Patrick County or Franklin County or on the outskirts of the county, you're going to have a better chance to do this. So try to avoid any light. And what's going to happen, the moon is going to turn this little tinge of reddish looking color. So you'll see the lunar eclipse. That'll be taking place right around the 3:30 time frame overnight. By 6:41, which is our sunrise time tomorrow morning, it'll most likely begin to taper off at that hour. So again, overnight between about 2:30 and roughly about 5:30 will be the prime time we'll see this lunar eclipse. Again, it's going to paint the moon a little reddish tint to it. So do send in your photos. I'll be looking forward to looking at those. Of course, tomorrow, yes, is election day, so get out there and vote so your voice can be heard. Perfect weather, no reason to not get out and go to the polls and make that decision. Temperatures in the upper 60s, so of course polls open at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. They'll be running until 7 p.m. Tomorrow night, so stay tuned. We're going to have election coverage. As you know, Luis has been talking to several of the candidates itself, so a beautiful afternoon. As again, here are folks here in the city. Get out there and take advantage of the nice sunny weather, something we haven't been able to say much, particularly because of how drastic our weather has been over the last several weeks out there as well. So once again, if you're early polls tomorrow, get out there. You'll only need a light jacket through the early morning, and then we'll gradually see the sunshine come out, bringing some near normal temperatures, to put it to say the least. So if you're heading off of work tomorrow, maybe lay around the sunset hour. Remember, about 5:12 to 5:14 as we'll see that sunset on your Tuesday. So if you're heading out to the polls tomorrow, or if you're working the polls, you should have a phenomenal day. I'd keep a light jacket with you. There's going to be a northeast breeze about 5 to 10 miles per hour tomorrow, so make sure if you are out there and about, kind of have a light sweater and or coat there with you. So the sun's going to be out there. That's going to be the good news for it. So no excuse to miss the opportunity to go outdoors. Again, Wednesday, of course, we'll keep you updated on the results as we get through those this week, as a lot of our city council debates have been underway. So if you haven't had a chance to watch any of those, we have posted those on our Facebook page as well as our YouTube channel. That is at BTW21, so you can go back and check those out. Wednesday's not a bad day, a little breezy out there. We will see winds pick up again, roughly about 10 to 15 miles per hour on a Wednesday, highs staying in the low to mid 60s. But a look at our lows now. You know, we've been so accustomed to these mild overnight lows the last several nights. Yeah, we're not going to be seeing those much longer, because there's some big changes coming up towards the end of this month, and we'll talk more about that as we get closer onto that. Thursday, we'll see clouds increasing as, yes, there's some tropical activity, if you can believe this. Subtropical storm, but soon to be Tropical Storm Nicole. It's going to be interfering with us. We have a cold front that is now sinking out of our area. High pressure is in control right now, and again, we'll have another front that's going to move in and interact with Subtropical Storm Nicole on Friday. So Veterans Day, we have a special that we're going to be showcasing you on that. Stay tuned for Luis's live report. Everything's going to be indoors. This should be 100%, so ignore that right there. The computer decided to glitch out on me. So we will see a likelihood of rain on Friday. So let's pretend this is another 0 right here. If I had the capability, I could draw on the weather wall, which I'm not going to do that. But if you do see rain out there Friday, it's best bet. We're going to see overcast conditions, pretty mild out here. So unfortunately, this is the Division Piedmont District Games of the Week. A lot of our area teams, congratulations to all of our area high school football teams, and go Bulldogs. As a proud alum myself, pulled off a very big victory win over this past Friday night. So good job to them. And so if you're doing anything Friday, everything's going to be indoors, so we'll see how this plays out. Saturday, those looking a lot better. We'll see some morning clouds that may drift off this afternoon sunshine, and yes, there's that cold air that is moving in our direction. Temperatures at night are dropping from the 40s to the 30s out there. So if you are one of those cool weather fans out there, do know that they will continue to remain pretty cool. Real fast, again, Subtropical Storm Nicole is expected to strengthen to a hurricane as we get towards about on Wednesday of this week. Right now, the model projected has it going up and around. We have several tropical storm warnings, hurricane watches along the coast of Florida. They're already telling people to go ahead and evacuate. Right now, of course, we saw what happened to Ian earlier this year. So right now, this impact is going to be anywhere from the from Palm Beach, Florida, down to Hollywood, Florida, Jupiter, Florida, even seeing some of those potential of some tropical downpour. So right now is expected to make landfall as a hurricane to downgrade to a tropical storm, and you see that big old loop in that hook. That is where we'll see the better chance of that rain moving on in through. So of course there's a front moving in right here, which you don't see on this map. So right now the tropics are still hot and heavy. There is another storm that's well out to the ocean that could become Owen by the end of this week, if not by tomorrow. That likelihood of that storm, we'll see where that goes. Right now, we have to keep another close eye on this. So a lot of you thought we're done with hurricane season. Nope, we still have the rest of this month to go through, and then by the start of December, things slowly will start to calm down. So again, Election Day, great weather, lots of sunshine. Don't forget the lunar eclipse is happening tonight, so I want to see your photos. Get those cameras out there. It's not going to be as warm, but it's going to feel pretty cool and very nice, to say the least. And again, soon-to-be tropical storm Nicole will have its impacts moving in our direction by Friday. So Veterans Day and football activities may be altered indoors or rescheduled. Y'all have a wonderful evening. We'll continue the conversation on Election Day Tuesday as we continue to go on.
Your BTW21 weather forecast is sponsored by Zentmeyer Chiropractic.